done of me. Couldn't get my masters in truth and loyalty. Bang out the buzzword, teaching that blind man to say. You might get the best of him, but sure, never for me. Now, sweet talk to beanstalk, tell Jack to go and fetch your bang. Try that and upstate boy to a different kind of scene. Went off to college, but college turned out me. Couldn't get my masters in truth and loyalty. I said, whoa, light that fuse and run. I said, whoa, I am my father's son. Let that fuse and run. Whoa, let that fuse and run. Went off to college, but college done up me. Couldn't get my masters in truth and loyalty. Bang out the buzzword, teaching that blind man to say. You might get the best of him, but you'll never fool me. Now, sweet talk to beanstalk, tell Jack to go and fetch your bang. Try that and upstate boy to a different kind of scene. Went off to college, but college done up me. Couldn't get my masters in truth and loyalty. I said, whoa, light that fuse and run. I say, whoa, I am my father's son. Let that fuse and run. Whoa, let that fuse and run. Whoa.
What is up, 24/7 Buff Fandemonium? It is Sunday. It's 3 p.m., and that can only mean one thing. You're here for Sunday Sessions, the pregame show to end all pregame shows. We have an esteemed panel right down south right here. That's my boy, Mr. Ryan Thomas, RT from the Thomas Takes Sports podcast. What's up, brother?
What's going on, boys? It's good to be back on with you, Scooter McGruder and Swank 24/7 BF. Good to be back, boys.
Good to have you, buddy. We missed you last week.
Yep.
Welcome.
Right over here next to me is my brother from another mother. He's also got another twin brother, but we're not going to talk about him. He's not on the panel today. Sorry, Jerry. My boy, you love him, Scoot Magoot. What's up, Scooter?
What's up, Swank? What's up, RT? What's up, Bills Mafia? Hey, guys, a lot of football. I was just telling everybody this week, yesterday, I was like, it feels like it's playoff time already. It really does. I'm getting that vibe. I'm watching the games now, hoping and praying. You know, every team needs a little help to get into the playoffs. I just saw that Tremaine Edmonds just took a pick six back for Chicago to go up on Cleveland, so that's going to help us out a little bit. But I can't wait to talk about this Cowboys versus Bills football game. What a matchup. What a matchup.
Me too. I want to get right into it. But first, we are part of the Buff Fanbase Network. Go and follow everybody Buff Fanbase, including the Thomas Takes Sports podcast. And don't forget, we're sponsored by 26 Shirts. Go on over to 26shirts.com. See what Del Reed and the gang got going on. All sorts of great stuff. You can get a gift for somebody you care about while helping somebody else who needs to be helped. What a deal, man. It's like a win-win. Makes you feel all warm and fuzzy. Go over to 26shirts.com.
.com.
In the comments, guys, your viewership is out of control right now, by the way. This is it's been nutty. Numbers been nutty. So thanks to everybody who's tuning in and watching us. We got our boy John Johns. It's game day. Go Bills. We got Adam saying let's go. We got Uncle James. We got some maybe this is what's going on, dude. There's a little bit of some bots I see here.
Oh, yeah, that'll happen.
We got Rob Mullen. It's
Does
Bedlam.
happen.
It's Pandemonium. It's 24/7 Buff Fandemonium. What's up, Rob? Go check out what Rob's got cooking over at 247buffandemonium.com. The Cover 2 blog is the shit. We got Larry saying, honor our Bills by the same bold hopes we share on their field. That is poetic. Wow. Thanks, Larry. And thanks for tuning in, brother. We got Fonzo Edwards saying, let's go Buffalo Bills. Oh, yeah. Fonzo, thanks for hanging out. Another new listener or watcher or both. We got Lisa John saying, good gloomy afternoon. It's rainy and chilly here by the stadium. Lisa is our resident weather woman. So if you want to know what's going on at the stadium, she'll tell you for sure. John says this game is huge. She said, John Robert, let's win Bills. Hell yeah. We got Lonnie. What's up, Lonnie? Hope you're doing well. All right. Uncle James.
The whole family.
We'll say this. We'll get this out of the way. Uncle James, I love you to death. He says, I want to see Diggs smoke his brother. Well, you'll have to wait till 4 seasons from now, possibly, because his brother's not playing. He's out for the season. But I still love you, and thanks for participating. Guys, we love doing Sunday sessions because we get the inactive list popping up right when we go on, and that has come up. And I don't think you're going to be very surprised by any of these names unless you haven't been on social media in the last few days. But Micah Hyde and AJ Epinesa are both inactive, which we knew earlier this week. And then it's your regular suspects. We got Jermaine Ifedi, Alec Anderson, and Poona Ford. So it's a bummer, I think, for me. And RT, I'll throw this to you first, man. AJ Epinesa is the guy on this list that I'm kind of bummed out about. He's been having a breakout season. This is his season. Second in sacks on the whole team. It's a little bit of a bummer, but what are you feeling about this list? How are you feeling going into today?
I agree with you, Swank. Of course, AJ Epenesa's had his best season of his career. I'd throw out there that Ed Oliver right now is also having the best year of his career. Both of those guys have been feeding off of one another this year. And, there's been each week that we've watched every single Bills game, there's been a seminal moment in each game where the Bills are able to get a little bit of their momentum back. And it's largely been due to AJ Epinesa. He's like the catalyst for a big moment that helps us get some of the momentum back that we might be losing at one point or another within the game. So to not have him out there for this one hurts, but there is plenty of guys on that D-line that should be able to step up in his absence, and hopefully we can see that today.
Absolutely, man. That is the high point of having a rotational defensive line where a lot of people are eating this year. But still, it was just nice to see AJ digging in, getting in a little bit of a rhythm. So let's see who steps up for him today. Scooter Magoo, Micah Hyde, big name on this list. We know that Lisa Johns is saddened by this news. But as my friend Adam said, rap is good. And I agree, rap is good. How do you feel about this safety tandem that we have today?
Rap is good. The reason the Bills brought him in is because he played a very similar role that Hyde and Poyer did when he played for the LA Rams, almost triple-digit tackles. He finds the ball. He plays that 2-zone very well. They shouldn't skip a beat. And I think everybody's talking about Poyer and Hyde both getting older. Rap will be the replacement here in a couple of years. I truly do believe that. So perfect time to step up. He's got a difficult task ahead of him, but as long as he plays responsible football, I don't think Hyde will be missed as much as we want to see him. I don't think he'll be missed. Taylor Rapp's got the job.
I know we've been a little worried as a fan base about him and Jordan starting to age out. And I think, and again, I love Micah and Jordan, but I think this is the first year you've actually seen that start to kind of work itself into their play. So even though there's some left in the tank, I think a passing of a torch of sorts. I think Rapp coming in, getting these reps. He's younger. He's healthy. He's a hard hitting some bitch. And I'm liking what I'm seeing from him. So I'm not really thinking that there's much of a drop off there today.
Exactly.
Moving on, man. This is a big game for us. We all want to win out. That would just, I think, pave the way. There's not like a whole lot that would stop us from being in the playoffs if we won out. This, to me, on our schedule remaining is probably the hardest game. And I know it's week to week. I know it's whatever, but we're content creators. We like to put a little fluff on it. And I'm going to say this is the most important game to me. So if they come in and they wash this team, I'm feeling real good going into these next 3 weeks. So, Scooter, this high-powered Dallas offense is something that is just wreaking havoc, but we all know Dak can Dak. How are you feeling about the Dallas offense coming in here, and what can the Bills D do to slow them down today?
I think the weather's going to play a role. I know Dallas. We all know Dallas plays in a dome. They're coming up here to the Northeast and playing in. It looks like it's going to be pretty rainy and windy. So I have a feeling it's going to play a big role. Dak's not going to be as comfortable as he usually is. It's 40 degrees. He's going to be colder than he usually is. It may be a rough start for him, considering that the Dallas Cowboys and the Buffalo Bills both have the top 2 scoring offenses in the first half. Buffalo, you slow them down right away, it may be a struggle for the Dallas Cowboys the rest of the game. But I do think that Dak Prescott, he's got the weapons. He's got the weapons. But whether Von Miller's going to have to show up, a Dallas-born feller, it's he probably grew up rooting for the Dallas Cowboys. It's time to put up or shut up against his home team and get some sacks and show out for Epinesa. And I hope that we don't miss Epinesa tonight with Von Miller's performance. But Dak Prescott, I think he's going to struggle for real.
I like it. I mean, he has a history of performing hot and cold. I'll reference that Thanksgiving game a couple of years ago where it was probably my favorite Thanksgiving ever. I'll just go ahead and say it. Josh Allen coming into his own, showing that grit that we've grown to love about him. And they were big underdogs going into that game. Dallas was supposed to wash them, and it was the complete opposite. And I'd say that this team is on a better trajectory to beat the Dallas Cowboys today than they were back in that Thanksgiving game. RT.
Swank, a lot of people were saying that was the game that Josh Allen became Josh Allen.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. Yeah. I would. You took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah. That's when the butterfly came out of its cocoon, right? Yeah.
Yeah. That was when he said, "I'm the man, and I'm staying here for a long, long time. I'm not going anywhere."
Yeah. That heart, you couldn't hide that heart. Yeah, grabbing that ball out of that pile and just ripping a corner and throwing him off your body, it was beautiful. Anyway, RT, what do you think, man? What do we got to do to slow this Dallas offense down today?
Honestly, the matchup to me that means more to me than any matchup in this game is CeeDee Lamb versus Rasul Douglas. CeeDee Lamb, for my money, as of right now, rankings can change all the time, but I like to look at the NFC versus the AFC a lot. Obviously, those two teams will meet each other in the Super Bowl. And right now, for my money, NFC-wise, CeeDee Lamb is the best receiver in the NFL. He's had a phenomenal year that not many people are really giving credit to as much as they should, because this is a receiver that was projected to do really well, fell far too long in that draft 3 years back for Dallas to be able to take him and help Dak Prescott out. You go back to that, there was Henry Ruggs, Jerry Jeudy that were drafted before CeeDee Lamb. And safe to say they have not worked out, especially in the case of Henry Ruggs for obvious reasons. And CeeDee Lamb has been a phenomenal wideout for them. So, as well, even in this short, stint that Douglas has had with the Bills, he's been everything that they've asked him to be and then some, in my opinion. So that's the matchup to me. If Rasul Douglas can keep track of CeeDee Lamb, really eliminates a big option for Dak Prescott to be able to throw the football to. He's going to have to rely on some other pieces that he hasn't really had to rely on as much these last few weeks, especially for this Dallas passing attack. Regardless of the weather, they will try to get CeeDee Lamb the ball. They have to in order to be as effective as they can be. So CeeDee Lamb, Rasul Douglas, big matchup in this one.
Huge.
I like it. That's going to be the marquee for today, I think. Rasul Douglas, man, what free agent pickup of the year, right? Just playing top of his game, definitely put us in a spot where we can continue to be competitive on the defense after suffering so many injuries and being banged up at CB. And yeah, man, He's just good. He's so good. Josh Allen was wrong on that one. He's good, man.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about this Bills offense. Joe Brady calling the plays, giving us some fire, giving us some life, giving us something to cheer about. We talked a bit about it on Tuesday. I really like how Josh goes to the sideline, puts the headphones on. They're chatting through that whole series that the defense is on the field, getting that iron out. He looks so much more confident, so much more calm. RT, I'll go back around the panel the opposite way. What are you looking for out of this Bills offense today?
Honestly, more the same. I think the difference between Ken Dorsey and Joe Brady is that Joe Brady's really been able to utilize every weapon that they have, not just Stephon Diggs, understanding that Stephon Diggs is one of the best receivers in the league, of course, but you got Kincaid, you got a healthy Dawson Knox back. Hopefully at some point this year we can get Knox and Kincaid healthy at the same time. I know Kincaid's a little bit banged up, but Knox is back healthy. But the fact that these running backs have been utilized, finally, I felt like for years we'd be talking on this show, talking about running backs not getting the ball enough.
Yeah.
James Cook or Devin Singletary or Zach Moss, whoever it may be back there. And James Cook has been now a featured piece of this offense now, especially these last few weeks. And I expect to see more of that. Latavius Murray, Ty Johnson, really curious to see when we do see Leonard Fournette. I know that was a move I was really excited about, and we just haven't seen him yet, obviously. He hasn't played. So when will they incorporate him into the offense? What will that do for their offense? But more of the same with Joe Brady's offense, allowing Allen to just find the open targets, utilize everybody, spread the football around. And I think that's when Buffalo's offense is most versatile.
I like it. I like it a lot, man. Joe Brady, man, I love it. Real quick, we got Lisa Johns, who's out for Dallas today. Injuries. I got the list right here. For inactives, we got Trey Lance, Malik Hooker, safety, Eric Scott, corner, Deuce Vaughn, running back, Azim Richards, tackle, Jalen Brooks, wide receiver, Jonathan Hankins, DT. Anybody on that list really stand out to you guys?
The hooker.
Yeah.
Last I knew, starting safety. But on top of that, keep in mind everyone else had an illness this week.
Yeah.
So who knows how recovered they are from that, how fatigued they'll be, and how this cold and rainy weather will affect them. But I'd say the hooker was a surprise, which is I'm okay with it.
Hookers usually are surprise. No. Scott. I'll segue you with that. I'll segue you with that joke, man. What do you think, man? What's this offense got to do today? What are you looking for?
The thing I love about Josh Allen in this offense is that we've seen in the past the heavily wind game. I think where there was like 35 plus mile an hour winds a couple years ago, the snow games that they played in. Josh Allen is Josh Allen in all those games. He can rip it. He can throw the ball deep in any one of those conditions. So I think the beauty about this offense is that they can be themselves. Joe Brady can continue giving James Cook 15 to 20 touches a game, and Josh Allen can continue ripping the ball, throwing piss missiles, and still be effective today, regardless of what the weather is. I think the weather does affect the Cowboys a little more, as I said before. But, man, oh, man, I think we're going to see this offense still continue to grow and show us how different packages and how they utilize different people can still keep defenses guessing even in week 15. I think it's going to be a beautiful thing for our offense.
I love it. I love it. I love it. For me, man, yeah, just again, recap it. More of the same. Let's go. Let's get a little James Cook out in space. Let's get some Dalton Kincaid. Let's avoid the biggest monster they got on that defense. And I don't want to see any Micah Parsons near Josh Allen today. So maybe moving the pocket a little bit. Just getting some stuff downfield. I tell you what I'd really love is to see Steph Diggs get wide open on some routes that he actually runs well, as opposed to these little screen passes that they've been shooting out to him that way. I want to see him get downfield and do what he does best and have a game today. So that's what I'm looking for. And a win.
I'm telling you what, with Hooker missing, that deep option might be there.
I like it. You guys in the comments, don't forget, we are part of the Buff Fanbase Network and sponsored by 26 Shirts. Go to 26shirts.com, give them all your money, and they'll do great things with it. We're going to move on to our bold predictions. Scooter, I'm going to start with you. What is your bold prediction for today's game?
I wasn't on the K-Gun report, so I wasn't able to give mine live, but I'm not actually going to change it from what the message that I sent to you guys. My bold prediction is I do like this strong, man-to-man, hands-on cornerback, Rasul Douglas, playing in the Bills' offense and defense and showing what he has been able to do in the last couple weeks. And he's thrived against these number one wide receivers on these teams. I know CeeDee Lamb does play in his slot every once in a while. You saw Rob Mullen leave the comment to 12 personnel. He likes to play there. But I think the advantage goes to Rasul Douglas. Being at home with the loud Bills Mafia, my bold prediction is going to be a pick six for Rasul Douglas this week.
Ooh,
Get Dak frustrated in that cold, wet weather and have him slip a ball, make a bad read. Boom. 6 points for Buffalo. Let's do it, Rasul.
I like it. What do you think, RT? What's your bold prediction for today?
Bold prediction. I think this will be statistically Josh Allen's best game of the year. I'm talking high passing yards, high yards per pass attempt, 0 interceptions. You heard that right. 0.
Wow.
He's going to throw for 0 interceptions against the Dallas Cowboys' tough front seven and then some. Dallas' defense, very good. We know that. But I think Josh Allen knows going into this one, he's got to be perfect because on paper, this is the toughest opponent that the Bills have faced, in my opinion. And usually when the matchup is known to be tough going into it, nobody rises to the level that they need to more than Josh Allen in a tough matchup. We saw that last week. Even when things don't go well, he just keeps his composure lately. He's finding his rhythm and just taking what the defense gives him. And I think that he's going to do that again this week. And I think it's going to be over 350, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions for JA17.
Wow. I love it, dude.
It's going to get the people talking too, because there's still a lot of people out there. We got Mike Greenberg defending Josh Allen and really nobody else. But after this week, you won't hear a peep out of anybody about Josh Allen. I guarantee it.
Rob Mullen throws the comment in weather, Ryan. Weather. And I would counter that with it was shitty weather at the Eagles
Weatherproof.
game. Hey, Eagles game, he was throwing up numbers, so we'll see. We'll see what happens here. I don't think it's supposed to be too heavy either. I think it's just going to kind of be a steady, miserable, whatever kind of rain.
We've seen Josh Allen uncork one in any weather. So that's what he did in college. That's what he's done here. Weatherproof. Like the what are those cases that you get for your phone? The life-proof cases.
Oh yeah, the little seal on
Josh
it.
Allen.
Yeah, the otter cases or whatever.
And you hate to sound like a homer. You hate to sound like a homer in these kind of games. Well, we've seen Josh in the wind, the rain, and the snow. So there's no reason why this offense shouldn't be able to do whatever it wants. And this defense is tough.
Rob's
they might
saying,
gamble a little bit.
Heavy rain, wind gusts over 20 miles per hour. Stats will be at a minimum. So we'll see. He also threw in a weather link if anybody's interested in that. So check that out. We did have a fantasy question. I don't think any of us are qualified to answer it right now because in the 24/7 league, none of us made the playoffs. But,
Injuries.
Oh, hey guys,
my team was there, bro.
You guys got to check it. I'm in the first round bye. I'm waiting to see who my opponent is.
Yeah, that's right. I thought you were in the losers bracket.
Turn my season around for once.
He's talking about people that are going to advance into the playoffs.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is question
advance in the playoffs. I made it there. The question is, will I be one and done like the Baltimore Ravens will be?
Hey,
too soon.
I like it. Well, this question's for you, RT. Fonzo says, I'm struggling with if I should start Gabe Davis this week for fantasy. What do you guys think? I have an opinion. I'd love to hear yours, Ryan.
Well, judging off of what I said with my bold prediction, that would mean that they spread the ball around. They find the targets. Josh Allen spreading it around. Gabe Davis is due. So I'm of the opinion when someone has struggled lately, you got to look at that matchup for what it is. Could he be due for a big game? I know firsthand Gabe Davis has been one of the most inconsistent wide receivers, not just in the NFL, but in fantasy as well. But depending on the other options that you got, why not throw out a Buffalo Bills wideout that I think this game is going to be one where both offenses will show production? I'd roll with them. I'd roll with Gabe Davis for this matchup.
I'm going with a consistent 2 to 3 catches, and this will be a day that he gets a touchdown. So it all depends on what your other wide receivers have been doing, what your other options are. But if you're thinking 3 catches and a touchdown and maybe 30 yards, it's going to outlast your other guys, put them on your roster.
10 to 15 could happen. 10 to 15 is possible.
Yards?
It's possible.
That's what I was thinking, man. Oh. I'm not usually the negative guy here, but I'd bench him. Just that's it. That's all. Just bench him. I wouldn't play him.
You just bench him.
I just bench him.
It might be a game where the weather does play a role, and you're just trying to get to your star players, the Diggs, the Knox, the Kincaids, and the James Cooks of the world.
Hey, maybe they're blanketed, and maybe he's wide open. Fine. I don't know. I think that miss last week with him wide open in the end zone, that wasn't Josh not seeing him. I don't think. Like, I mean, part of it was. I think there's just some trust that's not there anymore, and maybe this is the game where he builds it back. And I want that. Believe me, I really do want that. I just don't. I think with Shakir emerging, I think with Kincaid doing what he's doing, I think Hardy had a great catch here this last week. There's just other guys that are starting to step up a little bit more than Gabe. And God, man, a rainy day with a guy that's inconsistently catching balls. I just don't know. I don't know how many looks he's going to get. I hope he gets all of them. I hope he gets all the looks and he scores 2 TDs and it's amazing. I just wouldn't bank on it if you're looking for fantasy points.
So, RT, real quick, it's Najigba, Smith, or Davis. I guess number 11 for Seahawks was his other option for a wide receiver.
No.
I'd go Smith and Jigba.
Yeah.
I would. Yeah.
I agree.
I would.
All right, I'm changing my answer. Just put Gabe
to Swank's point. To Swank, I mean, I do see what could lead to him getting points is if Diggs is covered very well by Stephon and Diggs kind of gets double teamed here and there. Kincaid being banged up, I don't know if he's going to get the looks that he normally would. And then Knox kind of getting his feet back into the offense, getting his feet wet again, being off for that amount of time. They're going to have to rely. Wide receiver 2 is just as important as any position right now in the game. So somebody's got to step up, and the only one that's been able to show here and there that they can do that on a consistent basis, even inconsistently, is Gabe. So in I'm looking at if he's comparing that to who he should start, I would say Smith and Jigba, but I would not be shocked if Gabe had a day today. I would not.
I like it. I want it. I just
Swank, send him a big emoji, the shrug emoji.
Yep. Fonzo's in here. He's
with
I like
the Seahawk
Fonzo,
logo.
Yeah, dude.
There you go.
Alfonso, he's joking right along. He said not in the playoffs either. He's just looking to score.
He just wants some points.
He wants some points, dude.
That's competitive nature in you, man. We love it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Fire up Gabe and sit back and
if you're in the losers bracket, dude, put Gabe in. Trade everybody. Fucking get every bill you can, dude. Real quick, I wanted to run over some scores that are going on. Bears are still up 17-7 on the Browns. Patriots are down 27-10, but they got the ball. Nobody has faith in them, but there's a whole quarter of football. And the Dolphins, I hate them, and the Jets, they suck. So 27-0 over there. But the Titans are still up on the Texans, 13-9. That score has not changed in a while. There's 8.5 minutes left in that game. And the Titans are first and goal at the Houston 10 right now. So let's see. Get another one. Stack it on there, Titans.
We're not going to get everything we wish for these couple of weeks, but if we can get more than not,
a little bit.
Do it up.
And we got to take care of business.
We'll take what we can get.
Yeah. Real
Will
quick.
Levis doing it for us again.
Yeah, man. I think he's looking good, man. He's looking pretty good lately. I like it.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So my bold prediction today for me is actually Dawson Knox. And I think that with Parsons coming in and moving around, and they're going to start chipping away with him the same way that they kind of used the middle with the Chris Jones Kansas City defense. I think they're going to start hitting over the middle. And I think, again, with Kincaid being knocked up and with Knox being in, not being as much of the receiving threat, I think they're going to show what he can do, get him there, loosen up the defense, and then my boy Steph is going to eat. So I'd say the X factor, or my bold prediction, Dawson Knox, 50 plus and a TD today. That's my bold prediction.
I like it.
Let's go X factors. I don't remember who I started with. Was bold you, Scott?
Yes, sir.
All right, RT, what do you got for an X factor, brother?
X factor, man. I am going to go with the fact that I do believe James Cook is going to continue this breakout campaign, but I think we're going to see it more in the passing game. Because I do think he's just as good, maybe even arguably, if not better, in the passing game than he is in between the tackles. I think he's a solid running back in between the tackles, don't get me wrong, but when you get the ball to him out in space, he can do a lot with it. That first move, that edge type speed that he has. I'd love to see James Cook. I think the X factor to me in this one is him, and I'd say that not only could he have 100 yards rushing today, but he could easily have 7 to 8 catches for around 50 to 60 yards as well, and maybe a tutty rushing and receiving.
Ooh,
I could easily see that happening today. Yeah,
I love it.
A Christian McCaffrey-esque stat line.
There you go.
Former offensive coordinator Joe Brady.
RT, and I'm going to ride off that real quick. With Parsons being all over the field and creating pressure, the only way to slow a guy like that down is making sure the running back crosses his face and making him respect that running back come out of the backfield. And what Bland's been doing as a cornerback, pick sixes all over the world. He does get beat a lot. But if he's taking away Diggs, if he's playing one of his premier games, then you're going to need someone like Cook to be able to spread those linebackers, get those defensive ends to slow down, and he could have a big game. I agree. I have James Cook as my key to success, but I think the X factor, Swank and RT tonight, is Josh Allen knowing exactly where Parsons is. There's a lot of other players on this defense that can hurt you, but this guy, if you're rolling out of the pocket, he's got that 4.3, 4.4 speed that can still catch you. So you need to know that rollout that Josh did that was amazing to throw to Latavius Murray last week. You're not going to have that much time because he'll be on you. He'll be on your neck. Right. So X factor is Josh. You have to know where Mike Parsons is at all time. Micah.
And the best way to do that is those quick little shots to Dawson Knox across the middle, baby. Let's go.
Boom.
Cook and Knox could have big days today over the middle of the field. The Bills have been passing well over the middle of the field, too. I've been begging for that. And that's another dynamic that Joe Brady's kind of added to the team with Shakir, as you mentioned before, and Knox being healthy, James Cook. That's been nice. I like to see them take advantage of that because most of these defenses that are really good, they're really good up front. They're not necessarily good in the middle. So that might be an area that we can expose.
Lisa Johns was asking how are you guys liking the Oilers uniforms? Are the Titans they're wearing the throwbacks? Is that what's going on? Yeah.
Hey, I'm a 90s guy. I'm a 90s guy. Anytime you can have those uniforms, I'd rather have them out there. I love the Oilers uniforms for sure.
RT was shaking his head though.
So I think it's disgusting. And I'm going to tell you why. I think it's downright disgusting. The Tennessee Titans were the Houston Oilers. I get that. I understand that. But they're wearing the uniforms against the Houston Texans. They did that for a reason. It's scummy. It's shady. It's grimy. It's not a good look. They could have picked any other week to do it. Dude. They did that for a reason.
It'd be like the Baltimore Ravens. It'd be like the Baltimore Ravens wearing the old school Browns uniforms against the Browns when they played them right.
Yeah, I 100% want to see that.
That's disgusting. So disrespectful. So disrespectful.
I really want to see that. That'd be awesome.
And they're winning, which is awesome.
Yeah. Beat the Browns. The old Browns beat the new Browns like in current times, but really, that'd be great. For me, my X factor, I am going to the other side of the ball. I'm going to say I love the Douglas take. I think these linebackers are going to determine today's game on our side of the ball. I think you're going to see Dodson, who surprisingly is PFF's like one of the top 10 rated linebackers in the league right now. I think you're going to see Dorian Williams getting in there, Bernard. I think stopping Tony Pollard in this rushing attack is going to do a lot to slowing down this defense or this offense, this Dallas offense. And I think you see the Bills offense play the Cowboys in a similar fashion as they did with the Chiefs last week, where they're going to try to keep the Cowboys D on the field as long as they possibly can. And I think, again, it'll be the same way with the Dallas defense trying to keep us off the field. So expect something similar to last week, I think. I think it's going to be a really similar kind of matchup. Again, like I likened Micah Parsons and Chris Jones and the completely different players, but also like kingpins for that defense on either side. Like both defenses rely on that one dude to really make it work. So it's going to be a slugfest. I think it's going to be interesting. But yeah, linebacking core, that is my X factor for today. And Dorian Williams, I bet you he slips in there for a sack. What do you think?
There you go.
I want
there you
one.
go. So I like that take. I do. I saw Rob Mullen mention change, move the change, and that's where Latavius Murray enters. That's where James Cook inside the tackles enters.
Mhm.
And this offensive line is on fire. I said it last week. What a silent killer that the Bills had with the second draft pick this year with Cyrus Torrance.
Mhm.
Wow, he is making a name for himself. Oh boy.
Just as good as any first round pick that there was in that draft, with how he's played every single week, played at an extremely high level. Could not agree more. He's been phenomenal.
Awesome.
Yep.
You don't hear him talk about him at all, and that means he's doing a fantastic job, man. 100%.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Hit us in the comments here. And again, thanks so much for the viewership. You guys have been amazing. I'd say that this is our most successful Sunday sessions, viewership-wise, live to date. And thank you guys so much for doing that. And join us every single Sunday or primetime, whatever. We go about an hour and a half before kickoff, give you the inactives, give you our hot takes. And they're the hottest takes that you can get, man. Score predictions. Let's go, Scooter. What do you got?
I'm going closer than what my X factor and all that stuff would have predicted. 31-24. I think the Bills are going to win. Obviously, I'm as optimistic as they get, guys. We're winning every game. But 31-24, I just think the weather's going to play a factor. I don't think the weather affects the Bills offense as much as it does the Cowboys offense. And Josh Allen called it earlier this week. The Bills Mafia, we show up every week. He's asking us to show up just a little bit more. And I think we'll be there to represent. The fans help win this game. You'll see a couple false starts. You'll see a couple delay games. And you'll see this defense take over this game. Buffalo Bills, 31-24. Let's go.
Ooh, nice, dude. I like it. What do you think, RT?
I'm going 27-24 Buffalo. I think it's going to be a close game. I think on paper, these are the most talented teams in football. On their best day, they could beat anybody in their conference or anybody that they play, of course. So I think there's going to be two juggernauts actually going head to head, and you're going to see the best versions of both teams playing one another, to where the commentators are going to be saying to themselves, where was this version of Buffalo when they're playing such and such? Or where was this version of Dallas? We know Dallas is sometimes an accident waiting to happen, but I think they'll both play really well. I do think Buffalo will outlast the Cowboys with this home crowd that's behind them. And we're going to see this game come down to Tyler Bass kicking a field goal straight through the uprights as Josh John leads them in a field goal range to get this W. I think it'll be tied 24-24. Tyler Bass, who's had kind of a weird year, I think will come off of this one knowing that he's a hero of the game.
You get that confidence for that home run stretch going into the playoffs. Ooh, I love it. It could
I
be.
just saw a live feed. It's
up?
Raining pretty hard there right now.
Yeah, that's what Rob said.
it.
Yeah, man. It's like it's heavy rain and 20-mile-per-hour winds.
Hashtag Rob was right. James Cook, 200 yards rushing, 3 tutties.
Can we get the hashtag Rob was right trending on Twitter? Not X.
There you go.
Latavius Murray, 100 yards, first 100-yard games. It's like 2004 when he started playing.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's gonna be one of those weird stat days, dude. Yeah, the oldest player in the league scores 3 touchdowns and gets 200 yards. Man. Yeah, so latest weather report coming in. It's pouring and it's windy. I'm gonna say, man, I still think this offense, both these offenses are capable of passing and running the ball. So if they got to adjust a game plan for short outs and running game, being dominant, I think they can each do it to a certain degree well. I do think that the Bills offensive line has an edge on the Dallas offensive line. I know that Dallas has historically always had a great offensive line, especially in this current era. But I think that this is probably the worst offensive line that Dak's had. And I don't know what you guys would think about that, but that's just the way I feel. And I think that our defensive line is starting to hit. So I think the edge on that side of things goes to us. So I see the Bills running on them a little bit, even with the weather. I'm going 24-17. I want the Bills to get there, but get there comfortably. Please be up like 2 scores going into like fourth quarter with like 30 seconds left, and maybe they get some garbage time stupid score, and I'm like, okay, fine, but we still win. That's what I want. Or just mush them. Just mush them. That's fine too.
Right.
But I'd like to breathe easy. I just want to breathe easy today.
Not if you're a Bills fan. Not if you're a Bills
Yeah,
fan.
I don't think you're
Everybody
going to
is.
be. I don't think you're going to
I
be
know.
breathing easy today. I hate to say it, but
Yeah. Yo, I got to give this to Rob.
it's a Bills Sunday.
Rob just threw up a yeah, I said it, so I got to give it to him.
I'm over the track. Yeah, I said it. What you need to do is get back.
Nicely done. Nicely done. Nicely done. All right, guys, we're going to hit final thoughts. We're going scoreboard really quick. Bears still up 17-7 on the Browns. Browns have the ball. Titans 16-9. Second and goal. Texans have the ball with 3:40 left in the fourth. Chiefs, Patriots. Patriots narrowed the gap a little bit, still down by 11. Dolphins, all they need is 30 in the next 8.5 minutes, and they could tie the Dolphins right now. So those are your out-of-town scores brought to you by 26shirts.com. Sure, that'll work.
Sure.
RT, give us your final thought and where these fine people can find you.
Final thought. I'll tell you guys where you can find me first. Find me on X, formerly known as Twitter. Thanks to Elon Musk. I'll make that joke once again. At Ryan Thomas Take. Of course, the Thomas Take Sports Podcast on the Buffalo Fanbase Network Wednesday nights at 8. So I'll be recapping what is hopefully a Buffalo Bills dominant victory over the Dallas Cowboys on Wednesday night. Greatly looking forward to that. Seeing all you fine people in the comment section below. Let me know what your take is on our beloved Buffalo Bills. And as well, audio-wise, got a lot of cool audio content. I got the Charging Buffalo Conversation series. I just released episode 3. I went all the way back to 1986 when the Bills brought in interim head coach at the time, Marv Levy. Yes, you heard that right. At one point, he was an interim head coach. So a lot of cool tidbits in that episode. And I greatly appreciate the support. Go Bills. We're going to win today.
Yeah. Ooh, I love
We're going to win today. I got a good feeling.
I love it. Scooter, what do you got, Scoot?
The support. I love the support. Obviously, as the season comes on, playoff talk is becoming more and more of the conversation here at 24/7 Buff Fandemonium and all around the Bills Mafia. But the support with you guys on the page, we had a lot of people comment, a lot of people join in. Love that. Absolutely love that. But don't be, if you're joining us here, don't stop there. Obviously, Sunday sessions next week will be on at 7 o'clock on a Saturday because we're playing the Chargers. And then the K-Gun Report goes live at 8 o'clock every Tuesday. But I want you to go to our website, 247buffandemonium.com. Check out the blogs we have. RT, every once in a while, throw something on there. You're one a year coming up, RT.
1 year coming up. Hey,
I
keep
look
those eyes open.
I look
this
forward.
year, I'll be able to. This year, we made this joke last year, and it was right at the time because last year I didn't have a platform to stand on fantasy football wise because in the 24/7 Buffalo League I missed the playoffs. But this year I at least got a first round bye. We'll find out next week what happens, but maybe we'll see some fantasy football content.
That's what I want.
From yours
dude.
truly,
Yeah.
RT,
There you go.
on the 24/7 Buffalo Fandemonium site.
I love it.
Hey, before we move on and end this thing really quick, RT, you tease some breaking news, a little insider info.
Yeah.
You want to drop that?
Yeah. So I was telling you guys off the air, I have a legitimate connection, right? That last year told me that Josh Allen had that UCL injury that many people were saying, oh, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. He played through it all year. And there were moments where he wasn't fine. There were moments where that guy was in excruciating pain and played through it the entire year. A lot of people forget about that. But this year, going into this season, a lot of people were wondering what was going on with former Bills punter Matt Araiza. And the Bird told me that there's a very good chance Matt Araiza will suit up with the Buffalo Bills again. Both Araiza and the Bills have stayed in constant contact throughout this whole legal process that ultimately should have never been. Is this guy's dream, his opportunity, his job was taken away on a lie. So I'm really hoping that he does get back to punting footballs in the stadium behind me in 40-mile-an-hour winds, that those punts fall at the 1 yard line and pin the opposition back into our territory. So I'm really excited for him. I'm hoping he can get back to being a Buffalo Bill pretty soon.
Yo, 100%, man. When all this came out, and it's the cancel culture and guilty till proven innocent kind of like mentality that I think this country has adopted. And I came out and said on this show, if he did it, then screw him. Absolutely, get rid of him. Don't care. On the other side of that, man, he didn't. So I'd say that's horrendous. That's like a nightmare for somebody who got accused of something that they didn't do. And it's been proven now. And let's bring the punt god back. If he's all good and he's clear and had nothing to do with it. Didn't seem like it was a payoff scenario. Didn't seem like any of that. Seemed like it was a complete fabrication. So yeah, absolutely. I bring him back.
And he wants to be here, and he didn't want to not be here. And that's my biggest takeaway from the whole thing is this guy's going through a arduous legal process that his name is cleared. There's nothing attached to his name any further. Give this guy the opportunity that should have never been taken away from him in the first place. That's my take on it. At the time I felt like they needed to cut him just with the situation brewing, but it took time to get that process fulfilled to find out that his name should have never been thrown under the mud, the way that it was. So, I'm happy for him. Happy for the people that actually helped him get through it as well. And I hope to see him back here. He belongs here. He should be a Buffalo Bill. He should have never not been a Buffalo Bill with what we know now, obviously. So make it right, Brandon Beane. I think they will, as they've been in that communication. And I think that we could see him make a return fairly soon.
And unfortunately for him, because his name was dragged through the mud, it'll always be a little sticky because that's the way the world is. Once you get a bad rap, there's people that are still going to believe, even though proven innocent, are still going to knock for that. Unfortunately,
Yeah, it is. It's a stigma that'll like follow you forever, whether you're guilty or innocent, and that's I don't know, it's whatever. We're not political here.
The good thing is with somebody like him, he's the type of guy that will do whatever it takes to do the right thing. This was a guy that was not even wrong place, wrong time, wrong everything about this. So he will do what's necessary to clear his name continuously. If he's got to do things within the community, he's open to doing that, of course. So I think being a part of the Buffalo Bills, you kind of have to be. That's the one thing I'd say about Sean McDermott that I'll always credit him for, is that he's made the players a part of the community, and the players themselves want to be. If you don't want to be here, then you're not going to be here. That's just the way it is with any Buffalo sports team. And Jack Eichel. So we'll just leave it at
that. All right. Well, with that little sidebar, and we're like 15 minutes over, we might as well just do this really quick.
Here we go, folks. We're in overtime.
That's right. We're in overtime because we're unprofessional and we go past our half hour, but it's a good time. Thank you guys so much for hanging with us. Scott, did you do your final thought? You did, right?
I said jump on the 24/7 Buff Fandemonium webpage. I mentioned RT. I do want to mention Rob Mullen, who puts out great content at least 2-3 times a week. Gets 100 hits and plus every time he puts something out there. It's a good read, very educated, and it's a fan first perspective, as we all give our opinions that way. And then Bruce McKellar, with Doc McKellar, Dr. Bruce, he puts out injury reports every week. So an insight on how the injuries happen, how they can be, what the healing process is, and what we can expect out of that with our Buffalo Bills. So love it. Love it. Love it.
Love it.
Join 24/7 buffandemonium.com.
Hell.com. Hey, guys, big game today. Enjoy it the best you can. Crack a cold one. Get some snacks. I got some pizza and wings waiting for me upstairs, so I'm about to go eat on that. We love you guys. Thanks so much for all the viewership, all the support. Like I said, this was a banner day. I think what was happening was that like Twitter comments were coming in. We had live Twitter comments coming in. That's one of the first times I think we've ever had that. So I don't know if something changed in the subscription. Oh God, praise be. Billionaires. I hate billionaires. Anyway, so anyway, all the new viewers, all the new people that hung, thanks for all the comments. Thanks for all the support. Don't forget to go follow at 24/7 Buff Fandemonium. Also, Swank 24/7 BF, Scott 24/7 BF, Jared 24/7 BF, and don't forget my boy RT down there. Go follow him. You can catch us an hour and a half before kickoff every game day for Sunday sessions with the three of us here, and Don't forget, Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch us right here for the K-Gun Report. That is myself, my brother Scooter, and his brother Jared. And we like to talk Bills football all the damn time. So enjoy this time. The Bills are going to win today. I can feel it in my gut. Clip this. I don't care. Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Go